Da 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 da. Can't even tell you how I'm feeling. You make it so hard to say love you.
How's everyone doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by, guys. Appreciate it. First official episode of Cousin Drew's cooking show. About to get started tonight, episode 1. Apple pork chops, baby. Here we go. Jack McGay, Sammy D, thanks for the follow, big dog. I appreciate it very much. About to get started, boys. Here we go. I got my Gmo in there, Maxie, Jacqueline, Mama. I see all you in there. Thanks, guys, for stopping by to watch the show. So we got a couple different camera angles. We're going to have the cutting board for you guys, so you can see all the prep. And we got the pots on the stove, so you can see a couple things get down on the stove top. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and grab these pork chops. We're going to go ahead and get the rub down for them, get them sitting and soaking. Here we go. Tonight we're going to be doing pork chops, be cooking for 2. Got my boy Garrett over. He's been helping me get set up and everything, so you know he's going to get a free dinner out of it. Ladies, Shirley, Bobby, I love you, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. Let's get this chat a little bigger so I can go ahead and read your guys' comments a little easier. Alright, here we go. Alright, guys. I'm going to grab a couple spices from the spice rack, and then we're going to get started. Alright, guys. Shannon wants a shout out. What's up, Shannon? Shouts out to Shannon. We got no sound? What's going on? You guys might need to unmute. Let's make sure we get everyone set up. The sound. Let me know when everyone can hear, please. Get a dish. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, get the pork chops out, get a nice rub on them. So for the rub, you know, I like to pair it nicely with the apple cider gravy and the roasted apples that are going to be on top. So I'm going to do a rub with darker seasonings. We're going to do some cinnamon, some ground clove, some paprika, some coriander, some nutmeg, a little garlic powder. All really, really, really strong spices, which are going to go ahead and penetrate the pork really well, because pork's one of those proteins that's super hard to get flavor into. So we're going to go get a little bit of oil on these babies. A little veggie oil, neutral oil, isn't going to take away from the flavor that I'm about to put on there. Most oils, olive oil for example, coconut oil, all super, super strong oils. They really overpower the meat a lot. And you got to keep your meat moist, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and Put a little salt on there. Extra virgin is way better quality olive oil, but both I think are equally as strong as far as flavored oils. Olive oil in general is just a very, very strong oil. So we got some crushed black pepper, cayenne, so it's gonna be a little bit stronger than your regular black pepper. I love that little kick from the cayenne. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of ground cayenne on there. Get a little kick on it. Pairs very nicely with the sweetness from the apples. A little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg's very strong, so I'm not going to be needing a lot of it. Some cinnamon, which is also extremely strong, so we're not going to go too heavy on the cinnamon, just enough to get on there. Allspice, probably the strongest of the dark spices. It almost looks like coffee because it's so dark. That's just a little bit. Some paprika for that smoky flavor. A little bit of ground mustard, probably one of the most underrated seasonings in cooking. Delicious. And cannot forget that garlic powder dough. Right, so go ahead and get the rub pushed in there. Who gets to eat this? Gmo's going to eat this because he's been helping me set up the set and everything the last couple of days. So, Shannon, you got your own account, I see, huh? Rub it faster? No, I like to rub it slow. Take my time. Get the most out of it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Redo all the, oh my god, the cap to my cinnamon just almost fell off and I probably would have shit my fucking pants. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and season these up on the other side. Just real quick. Everything the same pretty much, because when you sear it, it kind of, takes away from the flavor that's put on there. So I want to make sure we get it on, let it sit for a minute while we prep everything else. These will probably be thrown on lastly. The risotto is going to take the longest, and we're also going to have some Heircovert, which are French green beans, so the smaller green beans that you see. I think they're delicious. I eat them raw, like a snack, out of the fridge. Take them and chew on them. Delicious. All right, a little salt. Wash my hands. Now, if I'm not loud enough for you guys, go ahead and tell the kid he needs to speak up a little bit, all right? Because I tend to lower my voice, thinking that I'm talking too high. So go ahead and tell me what's up. Alright, I need to put a little bit of that pep on there. Oh my god, Max. Jesus Christ. So, I'm going to get my hands off. Dirty for just wash them, so I'm going to go ahead and rub it with a spoon. Keep it nice and clean. We got our pork. We're going to let them sit out, let that flavor kind of penetrate in there. Let them get to room temp. That way they cook a little bit quicker than sitting cold. So right now behind me I got some water going for the Heircovert. I'll go ahead and show you guys. So Heircovert, mini green beans, French green beans, little. Delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give them a little blanch. Brings out the vibrant green color. About par cooks them, half cooks them. Because I'm going to go ahead and saute them a little bit later. So I'm going to shock them in an ice bath to stop the cooking process. Just let them chill till I need them. Gonna throw in a good sized handful, considering I haven't eaten since lunch. It's already 715, and Gmo's, you know, 6'3", 480. So got a big tummy to feed over there. So got the greeny beans going. We're gonna get our ice bath set up so it's ready to go right off the bat. Take your ice, throw it in a bowl. A little bit of cold water going in there, just enough to cover it. You want it to get as cold as possible, so just gonna let that sit in the sink. All right. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get the apples ready for roasting. Get the oven preheated. Get the fan on. Gotta have that fan on. Alright, so we got a couple Granny Smiths. I don't go dark red, not nearly sweet enough, super dry. I don't go green, super sour, decently dry, very acidic. These right in the middle, right in the middle. Very sweet, very juicy. I like them real thick and juicy. Go ahead, find my peeler. We're gonna go ahead and peel these bad boys up, just like it's a potato. Nothing crazy, nothing too technical. Just get the red off there. We're gonna roast them up with some brown sugar, some butter, a little bit of cinnamon, flavor them up, almost like the taste of apple pie. All those flavors go super good with pork and apples. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Where's your side street hat? Oh man, gotta represent them true cooks out there. I thought this was a mature stream. When does the girl get rated M? Those are the after hours, my friend. After hours. So, get these all peeled up. Again, thanks to all you guys, for coming and watching tonight. Appreciate it. What is it, Friday night? Y'all losers just inside watching some scrub cook some apple pork chops. Appreciate it. If you want to, keep supporting, know when I'm on for the next time. There's a follow button at the top. You can go ahead and hit that. Get notified when I'm on. I'm also going to have a YouTube channel that we'll be uploading all the videos to each week after I'm done. So we're going to have that going. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and chop these apples up. Got my cutting board all cleaned up. We're going to check the Heircovert. Some tongs. Alright. Perfect. Strain the Heircovert out of the hot water. I gotta use that pan for something else anyways, so. Now we're gonna drop them in the ice bath. Just let them chill out. Alright. Just get them in there. Let them cool, let them sit. They're just gonna chill so they're nice and chilled so I know they're stopped cooking. And then they're just gonna take them off, let them dry up a little bit, and we'll saute them right before the chops are done because they're super quick. Alright, so let's get these apples cut. Just want to cut a little bit in right before there's a core in the middle, so you want to just get get around it. None of that bitterness from the seeds or anything. It's kind of off tasting. And it's just for 2 people tonight, so I'm gonna make the chunks decent size. It's only doing a couple apples. You know, normally if I'm cooking for a lot more people, we're gonna get, you know, 4, 5, 6 apples. These are just gonna be a couple people. All right. Sammy, appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that little tip for everybody. Like he said, if you do have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account, and you get a free subscription every month. So, just something to think about if you got Amazon Prime. You want to support the kid. There also is a donations bottom, tip jar at the bottom. You can donate. You know, all is appreciated. Everything's just going to go towards the food costs for the streams. Going to be going pretty consistently over the next couple weeks, much as I can before I go to Colorado. Believe your dog's tired but not satisfied. Oh, Bobby. Love it. Alright, so we're going to get these chopped up. Honestly, I probably overdid the apples right there for 2 pork chops, and we'll go a little bit more. And I'll save the rest for later. Get some peanut butter. Alright. Apples all getting chopped up. Alright. That should be enough. So we'll put these to the side for later. Check the Heircovert. They're nice and cool. So we're going to take them out of the water. Get a couple paper towels. I'm going to set them inside that strainer and just throw the Heircovert in there. Just let the paper towel absorb the moisture. It's always important to get the moisture off when you're going to do a saute on something. If you got moisture on the product, it's going to start steaming, opposed to browning or getting like a caramelization on whatever you're cooking. So it's important to get all the moisture out of there. So we're just going to let those chill. Apples, we're going to get those on a pan. We're going to get a pan with a little bit of oil. Just to keep them a little clean. Alright, so go ahead and throw the apples on. M-City, what's cracking, brother? Oh no. Yeah, this G. This the stream crashed, but it should be reconnecting. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Holy cow. I'm not sure what happened there. I think I had a little problem with the laptop's internet connection, so next week I know I need to get a hard wire in so that doesn't ever happen again. Alright guys, I'm going to continue on the apples. Sorry about that. My bad. Hey, nice and finely Granny Smiths. We're going to get them all seasoned up right now, so we're going to go ahead and throw a little nutmeg, a little bit of allspice, and a little cinnamon. And the most important thing for the apples to get to the right like browning level, we are going to add brown sugar on there. So go ahead and ground brown sugar. Yeah, have audio. Yes, Ma, go ahead and make sure it's unmuted on the bottom left-hand side. not sure. So we might have to have people refresh since the stream disconnected for a second. A little internet issue. So we might have to have you refresh the page. Tell Shannon to refresh your web browser for everyone that can't see. Alright, guys. Upgrade your bandwidth. Oh, man. Alright, so I got the apples, everything mixed on there. So we're going to go ahead and toss it around. Spread the seasoning out all over my apples. Everything coated up, especially that brown sugar. Super, 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 super important for the brown sugar to be on there. There's no hope for Shannon. I'm not surprised. Electra Hound, I'm doing apple pork chops tonight. It's a recipe I've been working on for a couple years. Finally got it down with the apple cider gravy. We're going to be doing Heircovert with some shallot and white wine. And also going to be doing my traditional risotto tonight. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so back to the apples. So we got them all seasoned, all tossed. I'm going to go ahead and grab some butter after I wash my hands real quick. Alright, so with the butter, we're going to add butter. Adds flavor to the apples. It's fat. So that, along with the sugar, is going to help these apples get nice and caramelized. So we're just going to break up the butter. Go ahead and break it up in little pieces. Get a couple slices on there for the apples. Let it go in the oven. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them out. And after, 10 minutes or so, we'll check. We're going to take them out. Maybe toss them around a little bit after 5 minutes in case the butter hasn't quite spread. And then once those are done, we'll just let them chill until the pork chops are ready because they're pretty easy. Easy maintenance. Alright. So we're going to throw those in the oven. Alright. So next, we're going to get the risotto started. For everyone that doesn't know, risotto is Italian rice. It's a arborio rice. Let me grab the bag real quick. Arborio white rice. It's very small grain. It's almost considered a pasta based on how it gets. Bump it like a street. Oh, Dilly, what's going on, brother? Thanks for stopping by. But does it blend? What are we talking about blending here? Max, holy shit. Does it blend? Does what blend? So the grains, we're going to go ahead and get the onion chopped. We're going to get the rice in. For here, we're going to move over to the stove. Get a little action on the stove top for you guys with the stove cam, right? So we'll get there in a second. Let me go ahead and chop this onion up for you guys. It's a meme. Okay. Alex, you're only saying that because he does edibles and loses his fucking mind. Alright, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the onion minced up real quick. Peel the skin off the onion. Justin, you did tell me you were drunk, so I believe that's your issue, my friend. Alright, let's get this minced up. So a couple incisions down the onion. Alright. And we're going to go ahead, get some mini slices in there for when I dice it. By applying these cuts like this, basically when I cut the other way, it's going to cut the onion into a perfect cube. So I just did long slices along the edge of the onion. Okay, I'm going to turn it. And then all I got to do is slice down. Along the whole thing. And voila. Perfect. Nice little cut, right? You got your little onion slices, all nice and equal. super important that everything's the same. Anyone else having issues? Hit play, got nothing. B, if you refresh, close browser, yeah. You're going to have to refresh, man. You're going to have to chop nicely. Thank you. Great dice. You know what I'm saying. I'm even crying a little bit from this onion. It's pretty damn fresh. Alright. So we got the stovetop cracking. We're going to get some oil going. Again, we're going to use veggie oil. I don't want to overdo the taste on my risotto. Just going to add a little bit of oil. I'm going to warm that oil up for just a second. Going to peek in the oven. Butter's nicely melted. Might go ahead and grab that out and give it a quick toss. Most important thing in the kitchen. Almost burned my fucking hand. Alright. So, we got our apples, right? Butter's melted. So, now that I see the butter's melted, I'm just going to toss all the apples just very, very easily around just so the butter gets on everything, because we need that butter to help get these apples roasted. Alright. Very easy. Go ahead and get those back in the oven. Okay. We got hot oil. Very hot oil. Very hot oil. Let's let that cool down real quick. So we got the onion here. We're going to get those in the pot in a second. One moment. Make sure the pot's all good. We're going to let that pot cool down real quick. It's a little hot, so I don't want to get too much color on the onions right away, because the risotto and the onions kind of blend together, and it's a light dish. You're adding Parmesan cheese, you're adding butter, so it stays pretty light for the most part, so you don't want the onions to be too overcooked. Ryan, Jameson, you know what I'm saying? We can do shots. Totally fine. Cheers. Man. Pot back on the stove. Get our stove top clipped in. Cheers. Got our oil in. A little more oil. Some cooler oil. Shit got a little hot. Alright. Get the onions scraped in. Ooh, my bad. Onions scraped in. You got them on the stove top here. Yeah, go ahead and get your camera over here a little bit. There we go. Alright. Maybe add a little bit more oil into the onions. Get some color, get some heat in there, get some fat saturated, some flavor. Need to make this a drinking game. Every time he blinks, I take a shot. Jesus criminy. If that's the case, Dylan, you might as well just eat another edible. Alright, so we got onions, we got oil, right? We're going to sweat these puppies down. Add a little salt. Adding salt to an onion while you're sauteing it, basically going to draw the moisture out. Salt draws the moisture out of everything. That's why... you know, if you're trying to preserve something, you do it in salt. It pulls all the liquid out of it. So, add a little salt into your onions. It also is a flavoring, you know, seasoning mechanism, which is always great. Pump that seasoning in. But yeah, main cause here is to draw the moisture, because you need to draw the moisture out to let those things get translucent. And by translucent, if you see the onions they're pretty solid white, right? Translucent means they're pretty much going to be all the way through. Billy Sastard, professional chef. I did graduate culinary school a couple years ago, Le Cordon Bleu. I live up in California. So I do have a degree in cooking. So, I mean, if you want to call me a professional, you can call me a professional, but it is what it is. Alright, so, onions going. Alright. So our onions are cooking down very, very, very nicely. We're going to go ahead and, check the status of the apples. See how soft they're getting. Just going to feel it with my finger. Feel them softening up really well. So at this point, probably just going to take them off. Let them sit, let them kind of finish the heat, let them cook out a little bit more. I feel like they'll be at perfect tenderness at that point. If need be, I could always cook them a little bit more at the end, but I think they'll be fine. I think I'm just going to throw them into refire right before I plate up, and they'll be perfect. So take those out. Alright, onions looking solid. Looking solid, right? Nice and translucent. You can almost see through the onions. I know it's kind of difficult to see through there, but... So next step is... Tell us more. Martha Stewart at Twitch. I love it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get a cup of... I always measure it out by a cup just because I know. I'm going to do a little bit less than a cup probably. Just because it's me and G. I know G likes a lot. That big bitch. Alright. So we got our cup of arborio. We're going to go ahead and do what's called pearling the rice. So we're going to add the rice straight into the pot while it's nice and hot. Alright? And we're going to go ahead and toast. Pearling is just a fancier term for pretty much toasting the rice, right? I'm not sure the real reason. I was trained to do it this way, so I tend to just do it. I'm not sure if there actually is a reason, or it's just complete BS. I'm not sure, but I know people tend to do it, and I was trained to do it, so I'm gonna do it. All right, so rice is pearling. My favorite part of the risotto is the white wine you get to put in. Here we got a nice bottle of Riesling 2015 from Monterey County. I tend to stick with Rieslings for my white wines. I don't know. Always been a fan of the taste. They're really, really, really good for seafood. White wine, Riesling in particular. Really, really good for seafood. Take a sip. I'll take a sip. You should have your own cooking channel on TV. Well, maybe one day we'll get there, brother. Yeah, still tastes great. So good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw that in the pot, son. A little bit at a time. Little bit at a time. Because you add too much alcohol over a flame, your pot might be a little too hot, you're going to have a fire. It's a little bit of it's called a flambe, where you get big, big flame. So wine is added in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let the wine cook in. We're going to let it absorb, cook straight into the pot. Just let it go until we have just a little bit of wine left, and we're going to let that concentrated wine flavor kind of stick in there because it adds very nice sweet taste with the white. So now that we're getting the risotto going, that's going to be the longest thing that takes tonight besides my sauce, my gravy, which tends to go pretty quick, so we're going to get that started in a second. Let's see what we got going in chat right now. Down the bottle. J-Town's the only guy that I know that will pound a whole bottle of wine. Pinot Grigio in particular. Lairdog68, Dad, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Electrohound, nice hiss. That hiss is a great hiss. Love that sound. Love it. Alright. So the wine is pretty much completely cooked in and absorbed into the pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab, I do half water, half chicken stock for my liquid base in my risotto. So for the chicken, oh, Maxie. What's up, Dad? Thanks for stopping by. Maxie donated some bits. For you guys that don't know, bits are just Twitch currency. It basically comes to real life revenue with my check for my subscriptions every month. So we're going to go ahead and throw a little chicken stock in there. Okay. Needs a lot of moisture. This rice absorbs an insane amount of moisture. Like crazy amount of moisture. So we're going to do half chicken stock. We're going to go ahead and get a cup. We're going to put some hot water in there. I don't want to put cold water. I don't want to, slow down the cooking speed of the rice. Keep it nice and hot so it's consistent. Moisture. That's cracking up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, pour a little bit of water in there, get that 50-50 mix, right? Alright, believe it or not, that rice is going to swallow up all that water real quick. 0 to 100 real quick. Alright? So now that we got our rice going, we're going to go ahead and get started on the sauce. So this is a sauce that I created, on my own, for my own recipe. Always been a huge fan of apple. Electrohound is now following. Thanks for the follow, Electrohound. I appreciate it, dog. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I've always been a huge fan of apple. Apple cider is one of my favorite things. Apple cider vinegar is one of my favorite things in barbecue sauce. Apple juice, that apple drink. So S. Hollinger just subscribed. Holy cow. Thanks for the subscription. Oh, Maxie gifted my mom a subscription to the channel. That's awesome, Max. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Cheers. Go ahead. You know what? What do I do it now? Cheers to the sub. Every sub, we'll take a shot. Woo! Cheers. Alright. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a little apple cider in there, right? So it's apple cider, right? Chicken stock, because chicken stock makes everything taste better. So we'll put some chicken stock in there. It was a little painful considering I haven't eaten and I'm starving. But, you know what I'm saying, we'll still take them shots, boy. Go ahead and get some apple cider vinegar in there. It's my favorite apple cider vinegar. Pretty bomb. Bob the Dog Walker just subscribed. Dear God, you guys trying to kill me? What is juice? Cheers, drink. Thank you, Max. Cheers. Bob, thanks for the sub, my friend. Whew. Woo. Alright. Risotto's going. I'm about to finish this bottle. Luckily, I got another one over in reserve over there. Just in case. Gimme emotes. Jackie, Jackie's in chat right now. She was the one I was going to talk about making my emotes, and she's the artist, so we'll have to talk it over, and she can maybe draw me up an emote, right? Alright, so here we go. So we got apple cider vinegar. We got apple cider, right? We got chicken stock, okay? Just to add a little bit more flavor now. Go ahead and grab some fresh thyme, right? Throw some, swig of fresh thyme in there, okay? Just for flavor. Adds a really, really nice earthy flavor to the sauce. So, probably going to add a little bit more stock in there. I really need it to reduce down a lot. Reducing down the liquid, basically what you're doing is you're taking it and you're concentrating it. Along with concentrating it, it's also going to thicken the sauce. It's like a self-thickener without having to add anything. So We're going to do a little bit more because we do want it to cook down. So we're going to go ahead and get that on the stove. Get that cooking. Risotto's cooking up nice. Rice is absorbing up. Apples are looking good. Here we go. What do we got in the chat, guys? What is an emote? Well, that's what an emote is. It's basically you get, the more subs you get, the more emotes you get. To be a partner, you got to have a certain amount of subs. Right now I'm just an affiliate, so I'm going to get one emote. So that'll be coming, soon enough. Max gave a nice example. So what do we got left? We got pork chops to throw in the oven, or to get seared off, finish them in the oven. We got risotto cooking. We got our apples ready to go. We got the sauce going to start reducing. So in the meantime, I need to get shallots chopped for my Heircovert dish, which is also going to have some of that delicious Riesling white wine in it. I need to get my my knockoff decent grade Parmesan cheese shredded up because that's going in the risotto. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a quick little cleanup real quick. You guys can go ahead and take a look at how the risotto is coming out. So you can see it's, slowly but surely absorbing all that liquid. Very, 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 very starchy. It's one of the most starchy things ever is that arborio rice. It is insane. It's a very, very thick, hearty meal. I mean, that risotto by itself, that big enough portion can, be an entire dish for dinner, for real though. I mean, it's very, very filling. Alright, so just clearing up a little space, guys, in the kitchen. Just get a couple things out of the way. Right? So let's go ahead and chop the shallots up, get those ready for you guys. Get a little bit more action on the cutting board, huh? So shallot, that's what it looks like when you buy it at the store. Basically a small, sweet red onion, right? Red onions, pretty spicy, pretty hot, depending on how fresh they are. Shallot, a lot easier on the eyes, easier on the mouth, easier on the taste buds. It's still got a kick, don't get me wrong. You can pretty much cook it out of it though. I'd say raw it has more of a kick, but it's a lot more sweet. A lot more sweet than a red onion. Like, insanely sweet. No, Daisy's actually pretty chill. I was thinking she was going to be going crazy, but she's actually pretty chill, surprisingly, right now, which is pretty nice for me, because I thought she might be barking all over the place and interrupting the stream, but it doesn't seem like that's happening, so. You can do !Daisy in the chat. There are some commands in the chat for certain people's names, certain jokes. Daisy does have her own command, so you just type !Daisy, you get a little bit of info about my girl. So we got the shallot right here, so we're just going to give it a nice little chop. Nice little even chop. I'm all sliced up. Shallot cooks down a lot, so I like a lot of it in my Heircovert dish. So, ooh, this is a pretty fresh shallot. This one's actually kind of stinging my eyes a little bit. That's a good thing though. This is a pretty damn hot shallot, actually. Wow. Alright. So, get one more shallot cut up. I do half. I cut that last shallot in half. This one I'm going to keep as a solid round. I do two different shapes in there. Like, here's one of the shapes, right? It's like this little half string type, right? Some break, so that's cool. I like those in there. But then these I'll cut a little bit thicker. And those will be the ones that, I guess, absorb more of the flavor of the wine. And doing that, it just adds a lot of flavor to the dish. These things cook down really nicely. Like, really, really nicely. Alright. Check the risotto. Looks like, look at this. This risotto's absorbed 90% of the liquid that I put in there. It's pretty much liquid free at this point. It's insane, right? And it's not even halfway cooked. Barely right before. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more chicken stock. right? 50-50. I'm going to go add a little bit more water. Alright. Now we're just going to let that continue to go. Store that moisture up. Finish up cooking. Alright. So we got our shallots chopped up finely. We'll leave them on the edge of the cutting board. Okay. Mama go, woo! What's going on, Shawnee? Where's cousin Chen's? Chen's had to work tonight. I was talking to him earlier. He got a new job at a bar and they wanted him to start tonight. So he texted him. He let me know and we were chatting. So he couldn't tune in tonight. He was there last night for the trial run, which is cool. He was one of the first viewers who got a sneak peek at it. So it was pretty cool. But we'll get him in here next week, my little Olo sticks. So we're going to go ahead and get this Parmesan cheese grated. Finer quality, the better. You know, the better your product's going to turn out, hands down. Get a little, let me get my cheese grater. Cheese grater in a bowl. Blow a kiss for you, Maddie. Alright. Sauce, thickening up. Risotto, heating up. Perfect. Let's get this cheese going. It's one of the most important ingredients about the risotto is the Parmesan. You know what I'm saying? Definitely one of the most important. So perfect. So just do little piece by little piece. Makes it a little easier. I let the cheese sit in the fridge the entire time up until I'm about to do it, because if you let the cheese sit out, it gets warm and it's just a little bit harder to grate it. You know what I mean? It gets soft and it's just way harder to grind. Way harder. Way harder than it needs to be. So we'll get this going. What are you making? I joined late. Your famous meatballs. Everyone that doesn't know, Sean makes the best hamburger meatballs of all time. Yeah, I should have my Twitter, exclamation Twitter, Maxi. I think if you command Twitter, it should pull up my Twitter to follow. I do gotta add one for the YouTube, but I was gonna do it once I had everything up, so I'm just gonna hold off on that until I get everything set up. But I thought I had a Twitter command. Is it not working? That's bizarre. Okay. Oh, you know what it is, Max? It's on a timer. It's on a timer. So it'll pop up in the next probably 10 minutes or so. It'll pop up. Yeah, we'll everyone that sees in the chat when my Nightbot pops up on a timer, it'll say my Twitter. You can go ahead and just click the link and it'll bring you to my Twitter page. And from there, I always notify every time I'm about to go live. So it's just another way of getting notified that I'm going to be doing this. Obviously, I know a big percentage of you guys, so you know, do it live in person or on phone. But you know, just another way. Let's go ahead and check everything. I always stir the risotto. Daisy girl, get out of here, sweetheart. Come on. I know you just want to be on the stream. So I always give it a nice stir, because just make sure the bottoms don't burn of the rice. You know, the heat's down there. Things tend to burn if you don't move it. So just go ahead and give it a nice little mix around and make sure that the rice isn't burning on the bottom. You don't want that disgusting burnt flavor in there. It's very unappealing. So, got a good amount of cheese already shredded up. Let's get the last bit of this. Be pretty good. Be pretty good after this. Yeah, alright, we're good on the cheese. Throw that in the sink. Some grades out. Alright, so we got our cheese finely grated right here, right? We're just going to go ahead and put that in the fridge. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give my cutting board a little wipe off real quick. Right. So our risotto is coming out very, very, very nicely. Man, this camera is just fussy tonight. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we got our risotto. I'm gonna have to fix that tripod. So, risotto's getting nice and thick, right? See how it's expanding, right? All that expanded into a decent amount of rice. I mean, I almost call it pasta. So what I do is I take the rice and I pinch it. And I don't know if you guys can see, but there's these tiny little white dots in the rice. And you can see them pretty clearly when you do it yourself, right? And until those little white specks are gone, the rice isn't fully cooked. So you want, when you pinch the rice, like I said, you'll see these tiny little white dots in there. And that's raw rice. So, like I said, you want to make sure that that's not the case. Get it fully cooked. So then you're going to have some disgusting bite and it's gross. So we're adding a little more liquid since that already almost cooked out completely again. Like I said, it absorbs very quick, and once it goes, it keeps going and just gets hotter and hotter. So we got our sauce reducing down quite a bit. It's looking good. Looking real good. We're going to let that go. We're going to get the pork chop started in a second. Let me catch up with you guys in chat real quick. We got Sean in there. Put it on sub mode. I love it. I'm not a noob. That's hilarious. Oh, okay, so look, my Twitter just popped up right there, Maxie. There's my Twitter link in chat, guys. If you want to go ahead and give it a follow. Rice is going nicely. So let's, we're going to move the rice to the back burner. And we're going to get the pan started for the chops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that pan get hot. Throw a little oil in it. We're going to get them chops marked down. Let's go ahead and grab the chops. So for everyone that wasn't here at the beginning, here's our pork chops, which are seasoned, nutmeg, allspice, cinnamon, paprika, salt, fresh ground pepper, garlic powder, ground mustard, a little bit of oil to keep the moisture in there. So we're going to go ahead and get those marked off in a second. Right. Switch positions on the stove. Alright, get that moved a little bit. Alyssa's here now too. What's going on, Alyssa? Yeah, where's Nasty Nate? I agree. Fuck Alyssa. Come on, Nate. Nate D-O-double-G. Alright, so we're going to get a little oil, a little Earl in there. We're going to let the oil heat up a little bit. You always want hot oil when you're about to put a protein in. You want that sweet and sexy sizzle, which we're about to get. Risotto's coming out nice. Maybe a little bit more liquid in there, so I don't have to get kind of scared when it starts going this quick, because this is when it tends to burn. So, all right, so we got hot oil. So we're gonna go ahead and throw down these chops for y'all. Oh yeah. These are bone-in chops. Oh yeah. There we go. Chops are down. Spread the love of the oil around the pan. Make sure it's hitting every part of the pork. We're going to let those go. Get some nice caramelization on those chops. Get some good color on there. Nice crust. Just adds so much flavor with all that concentrated caramelization going on. Nate and Root, hey Liz. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Alright. So our sauce is... look like my house windows though. So my sauce has reduced quite a bit. So it's very concentrated. Very, very concentrated. All that apple flavors sitting in there, concentrated up. It hasn't thickened up too much. I do like the flavor. I like the flavor a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and let that simmer a little bit longer. Then we'll put it on low just to kind of maintain that temperature. And then I'm going to thicken it up at the end, make it a nice little gravy with the roux. For all you guys that don't know, a roux is basically equal parts of flour and butter. And you mix them and cook them together. And they create a thickener, which then you add into the liquid. We're getting a little bit of color in there. And some babies go. Alright, let's check our risotto. Let's see, check the grain, see how cooked it is. Still pretty halfway. We're almost there. We're going to turn it up high. We're going to let it do its thing on high. I'm just going to have to be a little more attentive to it while it's on high. You know, just in case. I don't want that shit to burn. Get a little more I put a little more chicken stock in there, so we're going to go ahead and throw a little bit of water in there as well. Like I said, 50-50. Let that absorb. Let that absorb right out. Okay. Chops are smelling amazing. Amazing. Fishby Cove, best stream on Twitch right now. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I want to when I come visit in the next couple months, I want to set you breakfast and Drew's stream meal. Max, you're going to be my guest on the stream when you come out. Hands down. Let's get back on here, baby. All right. Look at that. We got some nice caramelization cracking. You know what I'm saying? Getting them darks on there. Get that color, boy. Alright. So, we got that going. So, apples are ready. They're going to get warmed up. Sauce is still going. We're going to let it reduce a little bit more down. It's on a slow simmer, right? Half heat, medium heat. Chops are going. The way these are cooking, they might finish on the stovetop. We'll see. Worst case scenario, last case scenario, we toss them in the oven, let them finish up while we get everything else done. Risotto's going. We're going to have that probably done in the next 10 minutes or so. Let's see what we got going on here. I knew you were going to want that risotto, Sean. Kind of why I did it on the first stream. I was going to do roasted garlic mash, but I was like, you know what? China Bell's going to want that risotto. Nice crust on my chops. Thanks, Pops. You know, I got that crust game from you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we're looking for right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're looking for. Now that right there. Shit right here. Risotto's cracking. I got that fan turned up high. It's getting hot. I'm gonna open that front door real quick. Give me one sec. Woo! We got windows cracked. We got all sorts of cooling going on here. Shit's getting hot. All right. So why I keep checking so quickly? Once that caramelization process happens on a protein, once it starts, that shit just goes, right? Very quickly, and then it tends to burn very quick. So I'm just checking real quick. We're gonna flip it very quickly. Do it right now. Ready? Look at that wrist. Woo! There we go. Them boys go. You got beautiful color. Beautiful color on them chops. Check that risotto. It's on high. Gotta make sure it don't burn. Already see a little bit sticking to the bottom because of the high heat. You gotta remember, when you get that high heat and you got two things going on the stove at the same damn time, it's gonna generate a lot more heat than you think. So, say you normally cook something on high, if you got a couple things, 3 things going, and your oven on, you're gonna put that shit on medium because it's gonna be a lot hotter than the normal medium. Just oh my God, Sammy! I know you follow that, Bob. Maxie, y'all crack me up, man. That risotto's looking good, guys. Looking good. Alright. Sauce, done. Put on low. Just enough there for the chops. Take another, oh my Lord, mother. Oh yeah, thank you, Maxie. I forgot you were my mod, so yeah, go ahead and allow Mama talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got some chops. Chops still cooking. Check the temp in a sec. Make sure this risotto, starting to absorb all that liquid again. Check it. Risotto's pretty much there. We're pretty much there on the risotto. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on a lower heat, add a little bit more liquid to finish, and I'm just gonna kind of let it sit on a cooler temperature right now until I finish it with the last ingredient. All right, so that's gonna sit on a low flame, absorb the rest of that liquid up. All right, the chops we're gonna get checking temps right now on those babies. Alright, so we got our chops. Just the right thermo? So we're going to check the internal temp of these bad boys. So we got them chops. We're just going to go ahead and hit them with the thermo. I want to cut into it. I could tell by touch, right? But I like to be safe with better safe than sorry with the pork. Pork's not something to mess with. You can't eat it medium rare nowadays. So, oh yeah, we're chilling on the chops. Chops are perfect. We got a perfect 130. They're going to carry over to 135. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're chilling. Chops are good. Risotto's finishing up. We're going to get the Heircovert started. We're going to thicken up the gravy, and we're going to be good. So we're going to let these rest. You always let your proteins rest. Very important. 10, 15, 20 minutes longer the better. By doing that, it's going to very, very, very much, spread out the blood, spread out the flavor. When you cut into it, juices are going to explode everywhere. It's going to be well flavored. It's all in the resting, I'm telling you. Any protein, all in the resting. It's your sister. Oh, dude, you gonna bite that pork chop? Is that a? Yeah, it's a part-time rectal. All right. So what I'm about to do right now is I'm gonna get my Heircovert started. I'm gonna show you guys how we brown the shallots up, make them look real nice. Watch this. So get this pan out of here. All right, we got our pot. Like the rest of the night, gonna get the hot pot, get the hot oil, then we're gonna get the shallots in there. Juices and moisture that pan dough. You know it. That risotto's coming out real nice. Very, very nice. Pot's warming up a little bit. Do you deliver? Yes, I do. Deliver to my kitchen table, or better known to my island. Alright. You guys crack me up. So apples are going to get thrown back in the oven right before I plate up, just to get a nice little warm up on them. So I'm going to go ahead and make a roux, and I'm going to get the shallot started, alright? So, we got our veggie oil, neutral oil, like I've been saying all night. No flavor, not going to overpower. Got my shallots in. Add another little bit of salt. Like I said earlier in the stream, if you weren't in, adding salt draws the moisture out. Moisture is going to stop the browning effect and the caramelization on the shallots, so, you know, got to draw that moisture out. Nothing better than salt, and it's going to season the dish as well. If you need something I want to learn how to make, can you send your request on Twitter for an episode? Absolutely. Absolutely. Any and all requests from you guys, that's what I want to. I want to at least do something I want to cook once or twice a week, and then another, once or twice a week, I want to do what you guys want. So you guys tell me what you want, throw it on the Twitter, and we'll get it going for sure, 120%. It's all about you guys. All about you guys. Except Sean. Fuck Sean. Ooh, that rice, baby, looking good. Jammin'! What's going on, Jammin'? Alright, so we got shallots browning right now. Turn down just a tad bit so it doesn't overcook. Yeah, fuck. Wow, dude, I just wanted to do some oatmeal. Fuck. Alright. Fuck you, Sean. Alright, so we're gonna get the roux started. We're gonna put a little pot down, get it a little hot, get the butter melted. You can see we're getting some nice color on these bad boys, right? See the little browning starting to happen. We're getting real nice. Alright? We're going to let those continue to cook down just a tad bit. We're going to get this roux started. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up some butter. Put that butter in the pan. Let that melt down a little bit. We got our butter. Got our butter cracking. Skip the oatmeal, go to the Fruit Loops. You need to teach people that milk goes in before the cereal. Sean wants to know how to pick. Oh my god, I love you guys. Full disclosure, I screwed up a cup of noodle before. Y'all crack me up, man. Oh yeah. Alright, look at the browning on these. See? So we got nice and brown, right? So we don't want them to overcook. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the Heircovert in. We're going to add some salt, as always. Can't have anything without salt. A little fresh ground pep. You know the kid loves his pepper. Got that smoker palate. You feel me? I ain't talking cigarettes. Alright. So, now that I got the green beans in there, I want them to caramel up a little bit, get a little bit of color on them. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit more oil in there. Just a little bit. Okay. Alright. We got those going. We got melted butter, right? That low. We got our flour. Let me just slip with the flour. Got a little more salt in that bit. Check the risotto. Alright. Risotto looks like it's pretty much done, so we're going to keep that on the lowest of the low. Forget this flour into the oil. Spatch. What the hell did I put on my spatulas? There we go. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit of flour to the butter. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So I'm adding equal parts of butter and flour. No, I'm not measuring it out. I've done it 1,000 times. On the outside of your butter package, there's usually labels for teaspoons and this and that. So you just kind of want to eye it out, or measure it out, I guess in your case, if you're doing it for the first time. Measure it out correctly. Make sure you have equal parts. What you're looking for is something very similar to what I got right here. A nice, chunky. There we go. Alright, perfect. Got a nice chunky roux going, right? And that's going to be our thickener. So we're going to cook that back down. We're going to go ahead and let the flour and the butter cook together. If you were to put this roux straight up in there, it's got a very off-tasting taste to it, right? It's very starchy, super starchy, very gross. It's very important to cook that out. All right, get you guys a little sneak peek at this. Once again, our camera's going crazy. Sorry, guys. No. All right. Our green beans got some little markings on it. Cooked up, alright? Now, favorite part of this dish. Is the white wine. Where's the garlic powder? Shit. Cheers. So we'll let that white wine cook down. Alright. Alright, so our roux starting to get a little color on it, which is okay. Like I said, you just want to cook that nasty, starchy smell. So I already smell it now. The starchiness is gone, right? So if you're doing a dark sauce, you can do what they call, there's 3 different steps of roux. There's a white roux, which has no color, just cooked out. There's a medium hazelnut roux, which is pretty brown, very nutty. And then there's a dark roux, and it's very toasty. It's almost like burnt butter type of smell. So this is cooked out pretty nicely. I'm going to give it another sec on the stovetop. I'm going to turn my burner on for my sauce because you need to throw it in and whisk it up, thicken it up nice. Alright. Get you guys over here real quick. Alright, so we're going to do one last, this is done, so we're going to do one last little seasoning on these. A little more salt. I'm going to put a little garlic powder and finish it with some fresh pepper. Alright. Those are going to sit. We got the roux ready to go into the sauce. I'm going to go ahead and grab the thyme out of that sauce. The flavoring session of that's already done. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add the roux into the sauce. Just a little bit at a time. I have a lot more roux than I need. I just make extra always. Grab a whisk, right? Switch over for you guys. Alright. So, I'll go ahead and grab the sauce. I'm just going to whisk the roux in. Perfect. Alright. I can already see it thickening up very nicely. It's just a little bit of gravy for the pork chops. We're not making too much sauce here. Nice. So you can see it's thickening it up very nicely. So make sure there's no clumps in there. Oh yeah, we're looking good on that. Alright, so we got our roux applied. We got our sauce thickened, just a little gravy, right? We're gonna let that cook down a little bit. All the clumps are gone. It's nice and thick. Very nice and thick. It's probably going to need a little salt, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little pinch of salt in there. A little pep. What we're going to do is we're going to finish out with a little butter. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and get those apples back in the oven. Get them warmed up. Chops have rested really well. He needs a beard for that scruff. This is the most porn I've ever seen. Oh, you guys. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and these chops are good. I'm going to heat them up last second. We're going to get that risotto finished up. Perfect. Alright. So for the finishing steps of the risotto, we're going to add Parmesan cheese and butter. So what I got here is I got some butter. And slice that up. Cool. It's like the coldest butter ever. The wrapper's like sticking to it. Sick. Thank you. I love when it does that. Alright, so we get our butter all chopped up. Yeah, let's put that in there. So yes, there's a lot of butter in risotto. I'll probably put a little bit more than that too. So by putting the butter in there, it's going to season it. It's going to add insane seasoning, right? Amazing flavor, amazing texture. It's almost going to look glossy because of the way the butter melts down. We're going to go ahead and add some cheese. We got our cheese. Stock. Add a little bit of stock to moisten it up. I like it a little bit moister. As it sat, it tightened up a little bit because, like I said, it's a super starchy dish. So when starch gets cold, it tends to thicken and stay very solid. So add a little bit more stock in there. See how it pulls back? So that's what you want in a risotto. You want it to pull back. So it's just there. We're gonna just a little bit more butter in there. And then we're gonna taste. See how they are. Just a little bit more butter. Let that butter melt nice and thoroughly. Alright. We got our green beans sitting. We'll go ahead and throw a little bit of butter in there. Nothing crazy, just one little stick to add a little bit more flavor. Let that do its thing and warm up. We're just about ready to plate up, guys. Just about ready to plate up. Chops, I'm going to stick them back in the oven real quick. Get them a little warm. So my oven's off. I turned my oven off once I realized I didn't need the pork chops to cook in it. So I turned it off. Reserve the heat by not opening it. So all I'm doing by putting the apples in there is getting a little moisture, breaking off the heat, and then getting the chops just a little bit warmer. That's all. The risotto looking good, boys and girls. Let me just get a little taste of roux in there. See how it's tasting. Woo! Yeah. Alright, where my tongues at? Well. No. Alright, butter's melted. Butter's melted up. Green beans are ready to go, nice and hot. Risotto's ready to go. We're going to keep these on low. Alright, risotto's ready. Alright. So, I purposely over thickened my sauce because at the end I added just a dash more of liquid. In this case I'm putting a little more chicken stock in there, and it's good. So it's pretty thick, right? You can tell by the way it's shaping the bottom, right? So just a little bit to loosen it up. A little dash of goodness. All right. Gravy's ready. We're about ready to plate up, guys. About ready to plate up. Let me just clear my countertop real quick. So, we got the apple pork chops. We got an apple cider gravy topped with roasted apples. Heircovert French green beans tossed with roasted shallot with white wine, and a traditional Italiano risotto. Alright. So, got our plates. Well, I'll do one main plate for you guys to see, and the backup one doesn't really matter. As far as, you just need to see one dish, mainly. Alright guys, here we go. Daisy's waiting. I'm going to catch up with you guys real quick. Thank you for the outfit compliment, Belle. Mail me some risotto. Alright guys, here we go. Put the plate up. Taking everything out the oven. Apples are all warmed up. Just did a little feely touchy test on them. Got those out. Grabbing the chops. Chops are re-warmed, right? We're gonna keep these to the side. All right. So first plate up, guys. First plate up. We're gonna do the risotto. All right. I'm gonna lay down the risotto. Simple and easy. Here we go. So go ahead. A little plop of that hot risotto. You know what I'm saying? Shit's velvety clean. Look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. That's some shit right there. All right. Do the other plate as well. All right. Risotto's down. I always lay a little bit of fresh Parmigiano on it, right? Just underneath. Just adds a little bit more saltiness for the flavor. And there's cheese in it, so why not have a little bit more on top? Get that extra stomachache kick, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Next, we're going to do the Heircovert, guys. The French green beans, roasted shallot, white wine. I'm going to go ahead and lay them out right beside. Top of the plate. Gonna add some more shallot on there because all these shallots kind of stick to the bottom of the pan. So you want to that's all the flavor, man. These shallots are, oh man, I wish you guys could taste it. I'm telling you, you could just smell the flavor from these shallots. It's unbelievable. Shallots make this dish, or that side dish. Sorry, as I said, the side dish it makes. I did forget one last thing. The sauce, I'm just going to throw a little bit of butter in that sauce, right? It's going to add a nice shiny texture to it, along with flavor it, and just thin it out just a little bit because it's a little thick. So when you add butter in, you throw it in, you keep it off the heat, and you just do a simple swirl, right? It's called an emulsification. Butter has to be emulsified into a lot of things because if not, the butter gets at too high of a temperature and it breaks. So you just give it a nice little swirl in. Alright, just let it get in there. Go on and off the heat. On and off that heat. Alright, so we're going to let that butter melt in. We're going to put these chops down. Alright, let's get back to the plate. We're going to go ahead and lay our pork chop down for you guys. Okay, so we got our pork chop, our Heircovert, our green beans, alright. Now what we're going to do, we're going to throw our apples on top. Alright, sauce is good, gravy's good. We're going to throw our roasted apples on top of the chop. Alright, got our apples on there. And last but not least, my favorite part of the dish, the gravy. Gravy is on point, guys. On point. Oh yeah. Muy perfecto. So here you guys got it. We got the chop, apples gravy, roasted, Heircovert and shallot, and our risotto. Dish is complete, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in a lot. Seriously, it means the world to me. We got our dish. Me and Gmo about to eat. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by to support the stream. This is going to be a continual thing, for real. Like, I'm planning on doing this as much as I possibly can. So, you know, next episode might be as early as tomorrow. If not, we'll do it Sunday. We'll see what happens. Thanks again for stopping by, guys. Seriously, it means a lot to me. A lot of support from you guys. It's awesome. We got great friends, great family. Everyone that I don't know personally that stopped by, thank you. Appreciate it. Gonna go ahead and get to eating while it's hot, guys. So thanks again for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. There will be updates on my Twitter as far as when the next episode will be. And I will also reach out to all of you personally that I do know. And we'll go from there. Thanks again, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the first stream. If you guys have any criticisms or anything you want to tell me, go ahead and message me, tweet me, text me, whatever. Let me know. Looking for anything I could possibly do to upgrade the stream. Once again, we got our dishes, guys. Love you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out, guys. Episode 1 was a hit. Very happy with the way everything turned out, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
I can remember then, now I was listening to my radio. Get up to move my feet to this reggae beat about Molly's on the stereo. And I love it, how this music always gets me in the